All right, we're just gonna get into it. We came across some pretty interesting, possibly even concerning news for Galaxy of Heroes. We've been kind of living in this world, AP Games. I don't know how it is in the chorus at Underworld, but here in Alderaan, we've been like, we're under the suspicion that in terms of mobile games, Galaxy is probably killing it. And I haven't checked the revenue numbers in a while, but I came across an article and I looked into the data. If you had to guess right now, I know you already know the answer, but everyone down below, out of the top 10 gacha mobile games out there, just put 10 out there. Where do you think Galaxy of Heroes is ranked in terms of revenue? And we always think this game makes so much money, which it does. But where is it? 1 through 10. Comment down below. I'm going to give you the count of 10. 1, 2, 10. Here's the results right here. Holy cow, in 2021, and I suspect this is even worse, AP Games, we have Galaxy of Heroes pretty much dead last in terms of IP gacha games. I gotta say, I'm a little baffled. What was your initial take when I reached out to him? Like, dude, did you see this?
Of course.
Yeah.
No one plays this game. That 147 million is like 7 people, dude. The Genshin Impact 406 million. That's like 10 million people just like, oh, anime boobies I want right now. There's like 6 people playing this game still.
Because, you know, I'm a little lost for words. We're kind of coming into this a little bit hot right now. I want to first preface this. Galaxy of Heroes, in terms of the Star Wars video games, it's done well for itself, where it's made more money than Battlefront 1 and 2 combined. We can argue, not even argue. Those were two of the biggest AAA games. Galaxy Heroes exceeded it. And Galaxy Heroes, for a couple years, even was able to keep up with a lot of these games. It's fallen down so low that even games like, holy crap, Top War, Rise of Kingdoms, Puzzles and Survival is outpacing this game. And this is 2021. I suspect it's going to be even worse this year. Bad Inquisitor faction, and then data cons now, which everyone's heated about, which, by the way, this is going to be a little egocentric of us, but a lot of times YouTubers compare the health of the game to the views of our videos. And I just posted a Datacron video, and I'm actually slightly happy, but my non-Galaxy of Heroes videos, the Kenobi review, is doing better than a Galaxy of Heroes video, which is normally something you don't hear about, which makes me happy if I ever need to transition and I get bored or mad or fed up with this game. But I always knew Marvel Strikers has been outdoing Galaxy of Heroes, and I was kind of expecting Galaxy Heroes to be around Marvel Strike Force. To see that there's such a big gap between them in terms of rankings blows my mind. So, I mean, so you weren't too surprised when I showed you this then, I guess, right?
Not at all. Not at all. No, so you can't pull up the graphics right now, but we know that Marvel Strike Force is pulling, was it 4 times more players a month?
So here it is, yeah. I mean, I could see last month, this isn't going to be great because it's just last month, but last month between iOS and Google, it pulled in about, 600,000 in terms of new downloads, and was at 13 mil. Now, it's not going to look mind-blowing because it's only 1 month. If I took 2021 or 2022, the numbers would be a lot there. But compared to Galaxy of Heroes, 400,000 new installs in May, and their 12 million in revenue last month. So, yeah, it's not going to come across that. But Marvel Strike Force, even just last month, is edging out Galaxy of Heroes. And I know we can debate monetization. I play both games. They at least have more friendly monetization schemes in there to some degree. Of course, you can go really deep into like any mobile game, but anyways, that's the analytics you're looking for. Go ahead and keep talking.
So you get money from 2 ways, right? You get money from casual players spending a couple of bucks, i.e., you know, buying a battle pass or something like that. And you get money from the ultra mega whales like, you know, Diablo Immortal, who spend $40,000 in the first week to max up their character, right? Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes does very, very well with ultra whales. We always have, we always will. The problem is it's hard to get the casual spender to spend that money to front a large majority of that money, because the price tag on one new character, not anything, not any game mode, not any way to actually use that character, but one character is going to run you $300 to $350
minimum for gear and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, that's such a large barrier to entry that games like Marvel Strike Force or Raid Shadow Legends or Genshin Impact even have like much smaller barriers to entry. Sorry about that.
No.
It's just so much easier to spend a dime. Like just one dime.
That's one of the biggest problems. This isn't to say what game is better than another, but we know this game is only going to stay around Galaxy Heroes, that is, as long as it's making good money and it's making more money than they're putting, which would you say you suspect they're still making more money than they put in right now? I mean, that's the most important thing.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I don't think they've put in any money in this game in the last 12 months. I literally did a video today. You probably didn't see it because I just like kind of recorded it in a steaming rage and then uploaded it and then went to the gym to kind of blow off some steam. I was trying actively to remember something in the last 12 months that they added that made the game better, and I literally sat there for 5 straight minutes. Not a joke, not a bit. I was actually actively thinking about what they added in the game the last 6 months or 12 months that made it better, and I couldn't come up with anything. Nothing at all. Right?
Yeah, the only thing that I can think of is just the adding the extra node and the daily, the weekly, what do you call it, the daily challenges, and even that was so minor in the grand scheme of the game. But you nailed it on the head. The one thing that people don't realize sometimes, because you play just Galaxy Heroes, I know we kind of get this tribal thing and you think every other game is trash out there because it's not Galaxy Heroes. Metrics wise, Galaxy of Heroes is the trash game right now. But like Marvel Strike Force Raid, they have, as I was saying, they have more generous offers. Like if you want to buy a new character, you can maybe spend $20 and get them up and running, not $300. And keep in mind, you could take that $20 character you bought, and then you can take that all the way to end game content. You could take the max gear, max level, do all the end game content for the most part, except maybe legendary requirements that might require 7-star stuff. Whereas Galaxy, there are so many barriers to entry to enjoy this game that it just, maybe it's a good thing. People aren't incentivized to spend money. But the thing that concerns me, if they continue down this trajectory, and I'm really curious to see what 2022 is going to show, there's got to be a point where Galaxy of Heroes is that the revenue is not as interesting, and especially with new Lord of the Rings around the corner, which I suspect Lord of the Rings will probably do better than Galaxy of Heroes here, at least in the immediate short term. Long term is going to be a whole different story here. But just to put a few things in perspective, we showed Raid, Marvel Strike Force with their revenue just last month in May. But here's a really more extreme example. Raid Shadow Legends, the thing that everyone always says is trash, but they're pulling in numbers, man. Last month alone, 1 million new installs, 19 million in revenue. Genshin Impact, which I was blown. I know this game is big. I didn't know it was this big. AP was semi-joking. He's like, I'm going to Genshin, man. What was it? 2 million new downloads, 33 million in revenue. Like, holy cow, it really puts into perspective where Galaxy Heroes sits here. I think, at least me, I feel like I've been overestimating the health and the revenue income of Galaxy of Heroes at this point. I don't know. You put an interesting twist on that.
2 things, right? So we make fun of Raid Shadow Legends, we make fun of Genshin Impact, right? Because, like, I don't know, we just only play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, or if you don't play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you make fun of Raid or Genshin because of their crazy marketing schemes and stuff like that. Like, they advertise everywhere, so it's kind of become a joke. But there's 2 things that both of those games do incredibly well, which makes them the top 2 games, right? They add content so that people stick around, and they make it easy for players to download the game, play at a level that they deem to be high enough to keep them there. And they keep you in, and they bring more people in because they advertise. What is the one thing I've always hammered CG about in my dealings with them? You guys got to advertise. If you don't advertise, people aren't just going to find your game like naturally. Like, I found this game 5 years into its life cycle, or 4 years into its life cycle, because I just Googled Star Wars on the mobile game. Like, I feel like most of us probably got here from Googling Star Wars, or typing in Star Wars on the App Store, right? And
that's like, how I found it. Yeah. I mean, I heard allegedly it's something like, for example, in Censored Town, which is, by the way, where this article and these analytics are coming from, important research if you like to monitor the mobile gaming world. I heard there are a couple of advertisements out there. Like, some even on my channel recently, which I'm surprised they haven't asked Google. Maybe after this video, they'll make sure I get shadow banned from Galaxy of Heroes ads. It seems like they're doing a little bit, but it's definitely not on the level of like Genshin Impact. Like, I feel like a lot of the audience that's watching at least heard of Genshin, Raid, Marvel Strike Force, whereas I don't know. It seems like a lot of people in those other games may have not even heard about Galaxy of Heroes, and it just seems like this game just kind of feels like it's running on a thin line of and here's the thing too. I don't have the metrics up right now, but I can almost guarantee you the player base we have is really small. We predict maybe 150, 200,000 daily players that come into this game or play the game on a daily basis. Whereas when we're looking at Genshin and Raid, I mean, what do you think their daily player base is like?
Millions?
Yeah.
Probably millions and millions of players.
Yeah, and the point that I'm getting at is we're relying on such a small portion of people to spend money, where these games rely on at least a lot of people to support this game. And I feel like that's such a delicate balance for this game to have. Is that you're like, you were saying that the upside is this game is punching up above its weight. It's got such a small player base, but it's making money off that very small player base, where these games are huge. I'm sure Diablo Immortals will creep into here eventually. Like, those are massive games. I mean, is that a good thing that they could take such a small player base and even a smaller spender base to keep this game up and running? Because I feel like we're running on a thin line, and especially if, as you said, there's been no new content. The pay to play structure, or even the monetization is just out of whack for this game.
Well, the margins are so thin that, like, that's why the game is becoming more and more and more expensive, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not really, let's be honest, not really working on the game. They're not actively doing stuff like Raid is, or Genshin is, or even Marvel Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force just added basically GAC, which is massive. Yeah,
Cards like Crucible.
Say what you will
and
about,
it's still new,
about the new mode. But they're actively working to do this. And they can do that because they're making tons of money. They can afford to advertise because they're making tons of money. Galaxy of Heroes isn't really worked on right now. So they can't justify to their bosses to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on marketing and all that stuff to get in new players, to drive down the price of spending so that they can make more money, because they're not really, it's just free money for them. It's like they put $20 into Dogecoin, and then it's just racking up money and racking up. Like, they're not going to keep actively like monitoring the Doge up and downs and what constitutes growth and recession for that. They're just going to ride it until they've made all their money, and then Lord of the Rings is going to come out. So I don't know if we can expect the price to go down, them to market more content, because all of that is just money that they don't have to spend, right? If you look at it from their perspective, that's money that they would be wasting, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't have to do any of that. They don't have to do any of that.
It's just my fear is right now, maybe I'm overreacting. This is definitely not one of those, oh, the game is dying. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Again, people are very burnt right now. It's going to be, again, as long as they're making money more than they're putting it, and it feels like right now they're putting the game on full auto with these Datacrons addition there. They just got to update Datacrons and then put a couple new characters in. They don't have, it seems like it just feels like they're kind of done putting a lot of effort into this game, and they finally
have so many Datacrons?
From the, what's it called, the farmable nodes and conquest at the very end.
Booty nodes?
Yeah, the booty nodes. Yeah, I've been doing all my what's it called, the sector global feats on there, and then I got a couple shard shop currency ones.
Whale
as well, yeah. I know I'm saying like 400,000 shard shop currency. By the way, I don't mean to flex, but I just got this one today. Master Kenobi of Ultimate.
I finally got my first level 3, so you'll be proud of me,
baby.
I'm such a dirty whale.
I don't know.
I'm gonna leave you with this, right? I'm gonna leave you with this.
Leave us with something.
Everyone's like, "Oh, the game's dying. The game's dying." Right? The game's not dying. This game has never really been a game. Let's be honest. It's never really been. I've always called it book club. Like, we're here for each other, and like this is our excuse to go out, drink wine, and talk shit about our husbands, right? Like, that's all that, like, we come here, we hang out, we do our GACs, we have our little infighting, we dispute over, what GLs are the best, or how to mod our cats, or should she be fast, or should she be fat? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just book club. The game will survive as long as we enjoy this being the medium from which we can communicate with each other. Yeah. So as long as we enjoy spending time with each other, this game will never die. You don't have to spend money. You don't have to whale. You don't got to be top 1 in GAC. You just have to use it as a vessel to have fun and to interact with people. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's all the game needs. Yeah, that's all the game ever has been. My main concern is, since they're at this point where they're not making nearly as much revenue as these other games, my fear is they don't want to spend the time to create a fun, unique, content-based experience for this game, because they've always complained it costs money, and if they're not pulling in the same numbers as some of these top mobile games, I hate to say it, I don't want to give them an excuse, but I kind of maybe see why they just want to create some sort of Datacron conquest system where it just automatically updates, they'll put a few characters in, and that's really it. That's my concern, that seeing these numbers, they're not going to have an incentive to create the Death Star raid we want to see, or anything of that matter. I don't know. They'll never do that. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I think we've all known that they've never wanted to do that. The thing that made Star Wars is not in Galaxy of Heroes. I mean, this isn't a Star Wars game. It's a phone game. It's just a phone game. Star Wars. Yeah. We have too high of a standard. Even Kylo says we have too high of a standard. Is that right? We have too high of a standard. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Guns and Droids, I thought this was just a fun little tidbit. Really puts in perspective where Galaxy of Heroes is in terms of finances, and also to kind of compare it to the other games out there in the market. Go to AP Games channel. We made some videos over there this past weekend, and I don't know, maybe we'll knock out another one today. So be sure to check them out. A friend of the Kyber Club, and I don't know, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't know. Tell us your
I don't know.
Jungle
Tell us
PPG.
your favorite mobile game. Do you like puzzle and survival more than Galaxy? I just can't believe. All right, I'm ending the video. Goodness gracious. Puzzle. Subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.